Okay,
Probably go
so
eat dinner after this is over.
I guess so. Okay, we were talking about music and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So,
I mainly listen to rock, some pop. I don't listen to rap.
that the like by rock, be more specific in terms of like from what year to like what from like the earliest year to the latest year in terms of rock music.
The Beatles, the Rolling Stones, the Who era, which is the early into mid '60s,
Yeah.
to the Nirvana era, the Nirvana and Pearl Jam era to the early '90s.
So mainly from the 60s all the way to the early 90s.
Yeah.
That's yeah, that's a pretty good haul right there.
Mm.
You know, because when I listen to rock music, I listen to mainly 1955 all the way to I think uh, probably probably the early 2000s.
Mm.
I mean, on occasion,
I don't really like the emo pop punks of the 2000s though.
well, same here. Well, same here, but I meant like, but for the most part, I do enjoy the music. I mean, every now and then, you know, they will come up with a great song like "Viva La Vida," I think it was called.
Yeah, that was an okay song.
I loved it personally.
Yeah, like I personally think even though they're more poppy sound, I think Maroon 5's talented. They just don't really use the talent very often.
Yeah, I mean, I did enjoy.
I like some of Maroon 5's earlier work, but I don't like where they're going nowadays.
It's just I forget the names of the songs like from their earlier stuff.
Yeah, like This Love.
Yeah, that's what
I
that.
liked that song when I was little.
Yeah, I mean, I get that if you were to listen to it, if it had came out today, you wouldn't have listened to it. But you know,
Yeah.
there's stuff that you listen to as a kid that you just hold dear.
Yeah. Speaking of Maroon 5, the moves like Jagger definitely gets more ridiculous the more you just think about it more.
Wait, Mick Jagger?
Yeah, Moves Like Jagger by Maroon 5. It's about all about Mick Jagger and has very little to do with the Rolling Stones.
Well, as okay. Speaking of Rolling Stones, what are your thoughts on them?
I was never personally a big Rolling Stones fan.
I
Though
mean,
I do like Sympathy for the Devil because I like to do imitate all the woo woos in that song.
sympathy for the devil. I don't
Yeah,
have any.
pleased to meet you, hope you guess my name.
Oh yes, I've
And
heard
then
that
there's all
song.
the woo woos.
Yeah, I mean, well, personally, I have no sympathy for the devil, but I mean, I get
I
the
don't
name.
either. I never
But
will.
yes, that's right. Oh, let's. But my favorite song, of course, has to be "I Can't Get No Satisfaction." I'm sorry that
Good
song.
guitar riff.
Yeah, very good song. Okay, you mentioned the Beatles.
Yeah. I listen to the Beatles mainly because my father listens to the Beatles. My father mainly listens to classic rock, and that's the only reason why I do to begin with.
I mean, that is pretty deep, man. Uh, you know,
My dad used to have all these different classic rock CDs when it comes to Styx, to Bob Seger, the Beatles.
hmm. Speaking of which, I'm pretty sure you have a collection of CDs yourself, don't you?
I don't think I have any CDs. I mainly use iTunes.
Okay, well that's fine. But hey, but when I started out my music collection, yeah, I started out with CDs, and usually the only way I buy CDs, or usually the only time I buy CDs is if the album has the majority of the hits on that CD, to where I don't need the digital copies anymore. I just have the actual CD copy of it.
Yeah, like kind of like the Steve Miller Greatest Hits 74, 78 with the picture of the giant horse.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. I do have Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
I used to have that on CD as well.
Well, I have it on CD. I still
Yeah.
have it. Very
I don't
good.
have it on vinyl though. But
You have it on vinyl?
I don't have it on vinyl.
Oh, well, I know some people still have it. Like, I know that I have a good friend who is a friend of my mother. He has stuff like that. Uh, let's see. And you mentioned Styx.
Yeah, my dad friggin' loves Styx.
I love what's it called, Lady.
Yeah, I like Lady, but my favorite has to be Come Sail Away. Mainly because of the soft piano bass, and it goes da 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 da.
I'll have to listen to that because I haven't heard that one. I mean, I've heard Mr. Roboto, even though you've told me
Mr.
many
Roboto,
times.
my father thought was kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
Though he is a major Styx fan.
Well, that can't be helped, sadly.
Yeah,
The only other one I liked a lot was also can't forget Renegade as well. But
I'm not a big fan of that one.
Babe.
Yeah, Babe's a good one.
So yeah, my favorite. So yeah, my mains for the band Styx, Lady and Babe. I mean,
Yeah.
those are just two of my favorites. I mean, I know they have a lot of other good ones out there.
Hmm.
Mm,
I might have to go ask Dad what I might have to go ask my father what his favorite Styx songs are. Maybe message them to you after this is over,
yeah, probably.
because he was a huge Styx fan.
Yes, one, two, three, four, five, six. Pick up sticks.
Yeah.
Um,
You know what's another band my father kind of used to like a lot as a kid? Foreigner.
yes, I love Foreigner.
Yeah, Foreigner is great. You know what's my father's favorite song of all? One of the favorite songs of all time. Same with mine. Jukebox Hero.
You know what? That
I love the lyrics, and I love the bass riff, and I love the guitars.
Yes. In fact, I remember one time Slim Kirby even himself once said in one of his videos, I forget which one, but he said that Jukebox Hero was his favorite.
Hmm. Jukebox Hero is an amazing friggin' song.
You want to know what else is amazing?
What?
Cold as Ice.
Yeah, even though the piano riff is sounds really simple.
Yes, but still, in fact, that for the longest time that was like my little motif, but then I kind of dropped it. But even so, it's a good song.
I'm about to say my favorite, one of my second favorite Foreigner song would be Double Vision.
Yes, that's also a great song. I like Double Vision quite a bit.
My brother sure doesn't like Double Vision.
Well, I don't know why, but
Mainly, I'll tell you, he saw the AVGN review where AVGN's guitarist played and sang Double Vision. Then we both heard it on the radio one time, and then he was like, "This sounds familiar," and I was like, "Yeah, it's Foreigner." Unaware he was listening more to the AVGN version.
yeah, well, hey, that's his loss, but I'm not gonna say that anymore. The only, but of course, my another all-time favorite would have to be, well, other favorites of mine include Hot Blooded, Feels Like the First Time,
Yeah, those
uh,
are ones.
Waiting for a Girl Like You,
I always
and
thought that was kind of 80s cliched.
yeah, but I loved it. I loved it for what it was, and
I personally think Urgent's kind of a weird song.
I liked it if only because what is his name? Dizzy Gillespie was on it.
I just thought the lyrics in Urgent were just random, like, you can't stop until you do it again.
Well, when you get a little bit older, you might know why.
Yeah, I know urgent means kind of like quickly. Yeah.
Yes, I know that, but I meant like it's one of those things where once you get old enough, you'll be like, "Oh, so that's what it means." I'm not
Yeah,
going to tell
the same
you.
thing with Summer 69, though I won't say that too much.
Yeah. And last song, but definitely not least, is I Want to Know What Love Is. I'm sorry. That song really just.
Fun fact, it was their only song that ever reached #1.
Yeah, but you could just hear why. I mean,
I once watched a VH1 documentary on the Foreigner. The band members said they hated that song.
well, I don't know what to say other than, just be appreciative that it is number one.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was
that's.
#1 back in 1985.
Yeah, speaking of 1985, I mean, that's when the Super. That's actually when Nintendo busted out the NES, and
Yeah, and it forever changed gaming.
I mean, I can honestly, Prince. You can agree with me or not, but when I say that, had it not been for the NES as well as Super Mario Brothers and all the other games that came with it, had it not been for that, we would not even have the Let's Play business at all.
Yeah. Because everyone on the friggin' earth should know what Mario is except for Ethiopians.
Well, okay, that was a little bit of a cheap shot. I actually have a friend who's from Ethiopia, so don't say that.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna have to say, a lot of, pretty much 99% of the people on the friggin' earth should know what Mario is.
that's that. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I had to drink a little bit of water.
Yeah.
Anyway, other bands.
Other bands, I'm gonna have to say Led Zeppelin.
Yes, yes. I
Led Zeppelin are legends.
Legends.
Yeah, Jimmy Page is a complete legend.
Oh. I'm sorry.
He's a legendary guitarist.
Yes, Jimmy Page. What's his name? Robert Plant.
Yeah, the lead singer's Robert Plant, and I know the drummer's John Bonham, which he died.
Yeah, it was really sad that he did die because, in fact, wasn't it him who had a child who died before then?
That was Robert Plant, I think.
Okay, well, my mistake. But I just know that Robert, or not Robert, but someone in the,
I know John Bonham's son played in Led Zeppelin reunions.
yeah, and he did a good job, but he's not his dad, you know.
Yeah,
It's not quite the same, but still, it was
kind of
unfortunate.
like
Oh,
Ringo Starr's son plays with the Who.
oh, you know what? I remember now. Yes, he does play with the Who.
The Who are awesome.
Yes. Favorite songs from Led Zeppelin would have to be Stairway to Heaven, as well as my personal favorite, and you might be a little bit surprised with this one. Uh, Achilles' Last Stand.
Never heard that one actually. My favorite one has to be either Black Dog or Heartbreaker.
I don't remember Black Dog, but I've heard of Heartbreaker. That's a good song.
You know Black Dog.
I'll have to listen to it again. Maybe it'll come back to me.
Yeah.
But I just know that I have listened to some of their songs from like their first album, Led Zeppelin
With the
One.
giant blimp.
Yes.
That's an iconic album.
Yeah. And
Hey, TehJew, I have a question.
sure.
If you had any instrument in the world to play, what would you play?
Probably the piano.
I have to say either the drums or the keyboard.
Yeah, I mean, if I can play a piano, I mean, that would be.
I know with drums you have to start off like a little Ringo before you go all crazy like Keith Moon.
Hmm. Speaking of Keith Moon, it was really unfortunate that he died because.
Though I once watched a Keith Moon documentary. They said he lived longer than a lot of people have expected that he did.
Really? See, I would not have known that. I mean, I knew that, Keith Moon, he died mainly of intoxication, I think.
I think it was a pill overdose.
Well, still, I mean, the fact that he drank too much and the fact that he had too
Yeah,
much drug abuse, I mean, that stuff can
kinda
kill
like-
you.
You know who else abused alcohol?
Who?
Jim Morrison.
Who?
Jim Morrison. He abused alcohol.
Yes, and for those of you who don't know who Jim Morrison is, but he was the lead singer of The Doors, so I'm pretty sure some of you may have known of The Doors, but never knew of the lead singer, or maybe you do, or maybe you don't. But
Seriously, a lot of people do know. Anyone who was asked to name a Doors member would say Jim Morrison. They wouldn't
yes,
say Robbie Krieger or John Densmore.
or I forgot the other guy's name.
Ray Manzarek.
Yeah, Ray was the keyboardist, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was the most important member of the band, other than Jim Morrison.
Yes, and
And I was also sad that I heard that Ray Manzarek recently died a couple of years ago.
yeah, it was sad, but I honestly thought that the moment that Jim died was when the band
We
itself
weren't even
died.
alive yet.
I know, but it's just based on what I, I was talking to some of my mother's friends who have this type of music,
Yeah.
and
Like, my parents were barely even alive when Jim Morrison died.
well, my parents were, but they didn't listen to the excuse me, they didn't listen to the Doors, but I just know that my mother's friends did, and but yeah, I mean, the Doors, favorite songs from them would have to be uh, "Light My Fire,"
My
and
favorite one has to be Break On Through to the Other Side.
I love that song too.
I love the keyboard riff to that as well.
Yeah. In fact, at some point, I might have to. What is it? Maybe not so much link you to the songs, but you can just. I'll put the names of the songs in post production, so that
Just
way.
private message me them.
Well, no, I'm talking to the viewers.
Oh.
No. Oh, excuse me. I'm just as far as the viewers are concerned. If you want to listen to some of the songs that we mentioned, uh, you can just stop the video and then type it up um, on the YouTube search bar, and then you might be able to find them.
Yeah, and then go back and to finish watching this video.
Yeah, definitely. Although it will be cut into parts, so
Yeah, like I just like my Mario Kart Double Dash basically All Cup Tour, which you're probably gonna watch later. It was all of it. I wanted my viewers just to see all of it in one go.
well, of course. See, now the thing about the Let's Play business is that you used to not be able to do that anymore.
Yeah,
Or
you used to have a limit of 10 to 15 minutes.
yeah,
And even if you don't verify your count nowadays, you still have a limit of 15 minutes. Which I did that right. I verified my account right off the bat.
same here, same here. But I remember the days where you had only 11 minutes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just try to do that with an 11-minute time limit nowadays. You couldn't even do. You couldn't even. You would have to do like what 20?
5 parts.
Yeah, 5 parts, or at best, I mean, or at worst, you could be doing it in 11 parts, or
I feel
16
like
parts.
Mario Party. All Cup Tour mainly takes like 15, anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour.
Mm-hmm.